Alright, I got a game in the Gadjah Mada, divisioned up with an Atlanta and a Fiji. A couple of the guys from my clan. Well, actually, one of the guys from 5D and one of the guys from 5D4. Map is Two Brothers. Teams are pretty even stats-wise. Their Algier and Kamikaze captains are really good. And on our team, we have a couple of good guys. I won't say who that is because I don't want to sound like an idiot, but doing a little screen capture there so I can use it for YouTube. And off we go. So at this point, our division decides, well, we spawn near D, so we're basically going to D. And one of the cruisers is going to head out toward that island, and the plan is, excuse me, to smoke them up if needed. And the other cruiser is a Fiji, I'm sorry, so he can provide his own smoke. Taking a drink. And if you hear any funky sounds in the back, like panting, that's not me, that's the dog. Alright, so no CVs, and we are top tier. I don't think I've played a game in the Gadjah Mada in a week where I've been top tier. Matter of fact, the majority of the games I've been bottom tier in tier 9 games, which is pretty tough with this boat. This is, they call it pound for pound, probably the best DD. Maybe tier for tier. I don't really know what the proper description of this boat is, but it's definitely a favorite of mine. Of course, you do have deep water torps, so you can't use your torps for night fighting DDs, which can be a little annoying. The guns are great. The gun fire chance with HE is awesome. The gun angles are awesome, as far as being able to get your rear gun pointed forward and on target without having to show much broadside, or almost no broadside actually. You can stay a pretty good angle. So we spot a DD, he smokes up. I'm going to put some shots on him. I'm dropping some smoke to cover the two cruisers behind me who were actually detected by that DD. So I'm trying to give them a little cover and hopefully stop in my own smoke. And then I am going to put torps on the rear section of that smoke. The only reason I did that, and I don't suspect anybody is in there right now, but generally when you see a big smoke like that, you know, a bunch of cruisers will make a dive to get into it, especially considering that DD did leave it. So I fully expect somebody to go in there, and that's the only reason I torped. So here we go, we got Farragut spotted. I opened fire, and my hope basically melts right here when I see that Atlanta, but my hope was I could back up and get into smoke before that New Orleans saw me, and it's a moot issue because, yeah, Atlanta radar, baby. So I'm going to put some shots on this guy, hoping I wasn't going to get radar, praying, but that's obviously not the case. So push the throttles forward, and we're going to try to get out of here. We've lost 2/3 of our health already. Luckily for me, my division mate is able to take out the Fiji. I'm going to take a little bit more incoming fire from the Atlanta. I'm going to take a couple of cheeky shots at this battleship and the Atlanta before I go behind this island, hoping I can get them off without sustaining too much more damage. You can see the team and or my division is actually focusing these guys down pretty good, and I don't think that Atlanta is going to be around too long. He just took a pretty good hit. I noticed my smoke's almost up, and my division mate is in a world of crap, so I drop a smoke for him, and the Fiji manages to finish off the Atlanta. We have lost Monahan, but at this point we've taken out 2 of their good cruisers, including the radar cruiser. So that's not a bad start. And as you can see, this Farragut is getting focused heavy. You can see fire coming in from the Atlanta, myself, and the Fiji. So yeah, not too bad. Catch the Koenig sitting there. I'm not really sure what he's doing, but always going to shoot at stationary targets. It looks like he's reversing now. Of course, I rolled out of my smoke a little bit, so I'm going to back up. And I realized that maybe I am spotting him, but I do manage to get a fire on him. I don't know if I mentioned that, but one of the good things about these guns are the fire chance. You start a lot of fires, and combined with these deep water torps, I can do some massive damage and get a lot of flooding. It's a pretty good combo. We get another fire on the Congo, and at this point we've got a pretty decent lead, and just as I say that, we lose our T-22. But we had a pretty decent lead at that point. Got some more torps coming in. I believe those were from the Farragut. Not really sure, but I believe so. We're going to keep firing on this Congo. He's now moving forward, and again, we're going to try to get some fire going on him. And somebody, probably the Atlanta. Yep, the Atlanta is shooting at him. Looks like he gets the fire. That's cool. That's okay. He's on my team. He's my division mate, so that's all good. I don't put a lot of lower tier videos up. I do consider, well, I don't consider 7 low tier, but it is lower tier than I normally play. And Arganize now manages to take that kill. And yeah, this Furitaka is in some big trouble. He's got everybody and their mother over here now focusing him. So while everybody's shooting at him, I'm going to jump into the fray and again see if we can get some fire, see if we can get some damage. We're sitting on 27,000 damage, so nothing crazy at this point. And yeah, Organizer now finishes off the Furitaka, and somebody else finished off somebody else. So we've got a pretty good lead at this point. The caps are even, but we do have a 3-ship advantage. And ironically, at this point, our division, and when I say our division, I mean our Fiji, accounts for half of those kills. So not a bad showing from the division and from our guys. So that's cool. So I'm gonna push into this cap. I was honking my horn next to the battleship so he wouldn't push me up against the island, but he kind of honked back and gave me a little bit of room so I can get out in front. And as I'm getting ready to pull into the cap, our DD spots and gets killed by their DD in the middle channel. I believe that is the Farragut. And I believe he was the one that shot across the cap and smoked it up in the very beginning. So, yeah, that kind of levels it out a little bit. I'm the only DD left of 5, and only one of those DDs has a kill. So, not a good showing by the DDs, in my opinion. At this point, my division mate in the Atlanta radars, you can see him on the southern side of the decap. He pops his radar. He doesn't have shots on this guy, but he's a really, really good player and knows what he's doing, and knew that I would be able to surely get shots. I didn't realize how low he was, so that kind of makes it really nice and convenient. But either way, kill is a kill, and we do manage to get rid of one of their DDs. We only have a 2-ship advantage now, but we are in the process of taking, actually they're in the process of taking C, so we're going to go back to 2-2 for the Caps. But we do get about a 130 point lead, so not bad at all. Now my division mate in the Atlanta, who's pretty low, comes around the bend, and he runs into the Algier. And the Algier's got about 3... Oh, and there's the Kamikaze R. And what I was going to do is smoke up and shoot the Algier, or torque the Algier, and then shoot him as I was torquing him. But I decided to change my guns focus to the Kamikaze R. As everybody knows, Kamikaze has pretty nasty torpedoes. Kind of expected those. Unfortunately, for the Burataka or the Algier, he didn't expect mine, and I get a devastating strike and a couple torp hits, and basically take him out. Unfortunately, our Atlanta goes down. Yeah. So I know there's a couple ships in front of me. More than likely 2 DDs, and there's something else over there. I didn't see. No, it looks like just 2 DDs, I guess. Points are within about 100 points now, 120 points still. But I have the cavalry rolling in. I have a Fiji and a Mayoko. Kamikaze shows himself. Of course, we know what he's doing. He takes a couple big hits from myself and from my division mate, I believe. Maybe even the Mayoko. And I do not manage to finish him off, but I do manage to dodge his torps. And so doesn't the Fiji, but the Fiji is pretty low health and he's a tad overextended. And there is a battleship and a DD right in front of him now. So he told me he was going to focus on the Z39. He knows he's pretty much done here. And I told him that I would focus on the Normandy. So we're going to do our best to get the Normandy. We get hydroed. I'm assuming that's from the Z39. And as I come around that corner, I am broadside to the battleship. And there's a Z39 broadside to me running away. So I run aground intentionally, knowing that the Z39 is probably going to torp me. Probably is torping me. Take a little bit of damage, but quickly get out of hydro range, which works out good. Fortunately, our Mayoko, I don't know if he wasn't paying attention or what the deal was, but he obviously ate some torps and went down. Now the Gadjah is behind me. It's kind of funny, everybody that pushed all the way through D and then through B have come full circle and kind of all went back down the middle. So, see the Z39, put some shots out on him, and get lucky, get some incapacitations. I think I took out his engine maybe, or steering gear or something, and got him on fire. So he's burning. The Gadjah now decides to push out, which is cool. And a very good idea because we have no spotting and he can go out there and tank stuff since he is full health somehow. Not picking on him because he does have a couple kills, but yeah. If anything, the Bayern and the Iron Duke, the Bayern is full health and the Iron Duke was full health up until the point he died. Those guys have literally started on the A side, retreated, doing nothing, and have completely been out of this fight the entire game, more or less, in my opinion. I don't know. I guess we'll see at the end of the game where they are on the leaderboard, but... So, our Z39 is, or their Z39 is still out there torping us, obviously. I'm going to try to finish him off. Gadjah now is pushing forward, and he is fighting the Normandy and a King George. So, managed to land a couple of shots on this Z39 and actually finish him off, which is pretty good. That puts the lead back in our hands. It had briefly transitioned to the red team. This has actually been a pretty close game. I mean, most of our team, honestly, didn't do anything. It's actually pretty horrible when you see, you know, full health Bayerns and full health Iron Dukes. You know, 14 minutes, 15 minutes into the game, they haven't done anything. They don't even know how to play the game. I mean, to be quite frank, it's mind-boggling. So I get a fire on the Normandy, and I finish him off with Torps. And I've got a fire. Do I have a fire on the... I don't think I have a fire on the King George, but he is on fire. So we're gonna keep on firing at him. We do manage to get a fire on him, which is nice. He's still got 29,000 health. He's still in pretty good shape. Gadjah now is trying to torp him, but I think he's more or less taking a beating, trying to get his torps off and giving up too much broadside here. But and you can see our Bayern decides to shoot, of course. Guy's low health, why not shoot at him? People are unbelievable. This guy's literally full health. Yeah. I guess, like I said, the leaderboard will tell the story, and managed to land another fire on the King George, so that's actually pretty sweet, because I'm not sure if he used his repair or if the other fire burnt out. Either way, this fire is still sticking. The Bayern did hit him for a good little shot, took 3,000 or 4,000 off of him, and everybody's shooting at him, and I managed to secure the Kraken. So pretty good game. I was able to get some shark points, won the battle, destroyed 5 ships, and got some heroic achievements. Did 97,000 in damage total. 5 kills, devastating strike, Confederate and Kraken, 259 hits, shell hits, solo cap and an assist cap. Not a bad match, not a bad match at all. Top of the leaderboard, and you'll notice that between my division mate, myself, and the Gadjah now, we account for 11 of the 12 kills. Total carry. My other division mate is in 4th. He didn't get a kill, but he was instrumental in our success. His radar played a big part in the early game and mid-game. Did damage to 11 ships of the 12 and sunk 5, I'm sorry. So yeah, pretty good game. What else? I think that about sums it up. Got a little bit of credits and got some XP and some Captain XP. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.